She struck me across the face, right there, in front of everyone. But her words hit first. You're not even their real dad. You just adopted them. Then silence. Utter stillness. Forks frozen halfway to mouths. My youngest glanced up from his plate, confusion written all over his face. I touched my cheek slowly, calmly, and I smiled. Since you brought it up, I thought, this is where it ends. Not someone's life, no. But the false image, the lies, the comfort they'd all taken for granted. It was just a family barbecue. Kids laughing in the yard, smoke curling from the grill, chatter and light music playing, everything pretending to be normal. As if she was, too. Her name is Rhea. My wife's sister. The loud one. The dramatic one. The type who burst into rooms like she owned the world. She called it passion. I called it entitlement. And I stayed quiet. 4 years. For peace. For my wife. For the boys. I met Elena 10 years ago. She was a widow with 2 young sons. When I married her, I didn't just choose her. I chose them. I was there for every skinned knee, every late-night nightmare, every school form, every bike ride. I stood in the rain at their father's grave when it was too hard for them to go alone. I earned their trust. I earned my place. But to Rhea, none of that mattered. To her, I was a placeholder. Plan B. She joked about it like it was funny. Elena would brush it off with a wave. She doesn't mean anything by it. But I minded. I remembered. The slap was loud. But what followed? Louder. 2 glasses of wine. That's all it took for Rhea to finally say aloud what she'd probably rehearsed for years in whispers. You're not even a real father. Did she realize the kids were within earshot? Maybe not. But that was her mistake. That's the moment I stopped staying quiet. Over the next few weeks, I smiled. I played the role. But in the background, I planned. Because revenge isn't fueled by rage. It's powered by precision. And I had years of ammunition. Every careless thing she'd said, every smug comment, every boast she thought was harmless. Rhea worked at a prestigious private school. She loved parading around with the title assistant dean, like it came with a throne. She bragged often, how she got certain kids in through donations, greased wheels for board members, arranged spots in exchange for favors. Too proud. Too loose-lipped. I started gathering everything. Emails she left open on family laptops. Audio from her drunken rants at dinners. Even a text where she gloated about helping a married board member unwind. Then I made a single move. Booked a meeting with the school's board under an alias. Presented everything. Documents, quotes, screenshots, dates, names, motives. Then I waited. 3 weeks later, she was suspended. Pending internal review. Another week, and her name was all over local news. Messages, recordings, photos, leaked. A respected educator, suddenly disgraced. Her social media accounts went dark. Her wine glass stayed full. But that wasn't the finale. Not yet. I hosted another dinner. Just family. Rhea came late. No makeup. Sunglasses indoors. She avoided eye contact with the kids, sat off to the side like a shadow of the woman she used to be. When dessert came, I cleared my throat. I've been thinking about what you said. About me not being a real dad. She tensed. Elena's eyes flicked between us. I never tried to replace their father, I said. My voice calm, unwavering. I just stepped in when someone needed to. Every scraped knee, every hospital visit, every parent-teacher conference, I showed up. You didn't. She opened her mouth. I raised a hand. And since you brought it up. I reached into a drawer and pulled out a small stack of papers. Emails, screenshots, recordings, everything I had shared with the school board. This is all of it, I said. Silence. Ria's mouth dropped open. Her hand trembled slightly. You could have stopped at the slap, Ria. But you didn't. Now you're unemployed. Under investigation. The parents who trusted you, they're suing the school. Elena whispered, You did this. I looked her dead in the eye. No. She did this. I just made sure someone finally saw it. Ria stood up, tried to say something. Her voice cracked. She left in tears, saying nothing to anyone. The kids barely noticed. She just wasn't around anymore. Elena noticed. She kept apologizing. I didn't know she'd say that. I didn't realize she hated you that much. But hate doesn't always shout. Sometimes it's subtle. The jokes people don't challenge. The quiet digs no one corrects. Ria thought I'd take it. Like always. She thought staying silent meant weakness. But it wasn't. It was patience. Now, my in-laws call me constantly. Can we talk? She's depressed. It's gone too far. Too far. No, it went just far enough. When she slapped me in front of my sons and tried to strip away everything I'd built with a single cruel sentence, she sealed her own fate, with 5 fingers and a lie. I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I turned the page. That night, I tucked my boys in like I always do. Kissed their foreheads. Checked the windows. Turned out the lights. They still call me Dad. Because I am. Blood makes you related. But fatherhood, that's earned. And Ria? She'll be reminded of that every time she sees a playground and knows it's a world she no longer belongs in. I didn't raise my voice. I just raised the stakes. And I won.